Hello folks, welcome back to another speed drawing in the Huevember challenge. Once again, photosensitivity warning, lots of flashing lights, moving images. Try to focus to the canvas to the right side of the screen if you are sensitive to that. Today we're moving away from yellow and orange and red, and we're finally getting into the green colors, which I am so excited for. Green is actually my favorite color. This neon green though, not the biggest fan. There's definitely some cool stuff you can do with it, but it's just too close to yellow for me. It's too close to that dreaded color. But I think in the end, this one turned out pretty good. This character today is Michael. He is a classic vampire character. The only reason I really chose him for the green color is because he has glowing green eyes, really, and pretty much the exact color that I chose for this, that neon green, is the color for his eyes. I didn't really have any thoughts beyond that as to what I would do for the rest of the piece to make it all cohesive, make it all look that neon green. So you can kind of see as we go, I'm going to be switching colors around a lot, sort of thinking things through. I think in the end it turned out pretty good. I got a nice glowy effect, but we'll just stick around and see how that turns out. I am again going to do a dramatic lighting as I'm doing on all of my pieces. This one is going to be backlit and underlit, which is going to be fun, sort of like a sandwich lighting effect. The hand here is going to be right on top of the underglow, so that one, or the underlighting, so that one's going to be really, really bright and really glowing, and then there's going to be a yellow light behind him that sort of outlines him. And I thought that concept was really fun, and I think it turned out really well as well. Going in with those seam details, once again, if you want your clothing to look a little more detailed, a little more like clothing, add seams. It makes a world of difference. It makes your clothing look like actual manufactured clothing instead of just shapes and blocks. Throwing on the blush here, we're doing blue for blush today instead of red or pink as usual because Michael is a vampire and he is undead. He doesn't have any warm blood in him. Just a little detail there. As you can see, I did the arms. I went ahead and colored this arms through the sleeves, and the reason for that is because the backlighting is going to make the sleeves look a bit transparent, as you can kind of see now. Once we get into that backlighting, it's going to be a lot more obvious. It's going to give it a really, really cool effect. And I'm just going in here with the colors, sort of messing around, trying to figure out what I want to do to make it all look cohesive. I added another ear there because that side of the face was bothering me. Just throwing in the last bits of color blocking here, and then I'm going in with shading. I decided to shade do the shading on a white background today instead of the colors, just for fun, no real reason. Just wanted to focus on the shading instead of worrying about the colors as I was doing the shading. There we are. And I am trying to make sure when I do the shading, I'm trying to keep my light source in mind so that the shading is on top of the light source, or rather behind the light source rather than on top of it. And now we're going in with the backlighting. As you can see, it's shining right through the sleeves, making them look very translucent, which I absolutely love, and I want to try that on a lot more characters. Doing that underlighting on the face. I didn't do quite enough. I think the eyes look really great, but the chin was giving me some problems later on, so I'm gonna go up and fill that back in later. Doing a little softer lighting on the sleeves to make it just look a little more billowy and soft. And of course, since the hand is right in front of the light source, that one is gonna be completely lit up. I missed a sleeve portion there. I had to go back and color that in. And now we are going with the actual neon green underlighting and giving a little more dimension to the hand, going over everything and giving a nice rim light with that green lighting. I loved drawing this hand. I think it turned out so well. There we are. And of course, the closer to the bottom of the screen, the more highlight is going to be put on it because it's closer to the light source. Get that little green in his hair. I thought that really brought the whole piece together, put that little bit of green highlight in the hair. Messing around with the colors some more, and there I brought the highlight up on the rest of his face because it was too dark. And we're just adding a few more details, and that is about it. And that is Michael. He is one of my favorite characters to draw, and in my favorite color as well. Unfortunately, we are going to have to take a step backwards to the dreaded yellow for tomorrow's piece, but I think that is going to be the last one. And if you want to see that piece as soon as it's finished, you can find that under the Content Fiend tier on my Patreon. You can also get a lot of other early and exclusive content on there as well. And if you guys would like to follow me on my art journey, you can do so on TikTok and Instagram. I will see you guys tomorrow for another yellow piece. In the meantime, you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.